Hey, welcome to a new video. Today we got a cool car to drive on a very cool road. We are in Italy. Porsche Italy has hooked us up with a brand new 992 Targa GTS 4. So this is a four-wheel drive hybrid, basically the new 911, and we're gonna take it on some really epic roads, starting right here, the great San Bernard Pass that takes you from Italy all the way into Switzerland. And we're gonna enjoy some crazy corners and some beautiful visuals. Italy really has some of the most beautiful driving roads in the world, and at times you just need to park up and take it all in because it's something absolutely breathtaking. And this is what the drive today is all about: exploring new places, new roads, and this new car, taking it all in. Here we are, we parked up the 911 right against this beautiful castle here in the Italian hills. And you know, it makes me think I've been so lucky over the last few years to travel, see car culture, meet people, enjoy the cars in every corner of the world. And I'm eternally grateful not only for the career that I've created, but also for you guys. You know, you've been continuously checking out all the content that I've created, even before YouTube with my Speed Hunters years. But in those 20 years, a lot has changed. And let's be real, that much travel can take a toll, especially now with a family of 5. But thanks to this video's paid partner, BetterHelp, this is made much easier. Like a lot of guys out there, I've set some expectations in place, mental goals that I would meet by a certain age. Little did I know that my career as a photojournalist would have to be reinvented into that of a YouTuber just 2 years ago. This type of career really does force you to reinvent yourself as a person, and that is really something tough to do at the best of times. Being continuously away from family, the struggle to stay on top of things while on the road, it all comes together and can hit you really hard. It can all feel very overwhelming. Yet, at times, all you need is someone to talk to. A therapist will listen, ask questions, and help you see things from new perspectives. BetterHelp is a paid partner on this video, and they're on a mission to make starting therapy easier. Fill out a questionnaire and you will be matched to a therapist as soon as possible. Easily switch therapists anytime if it's not the right fit. With over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 rating on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is a platform you can trust. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/DinoDC and get 10% off your first month of therapy. Thank you so much, BetterHelp, for making this video possible. And with that, let's go back for some driving. I mean, come on, seriously. Look at this backdrop. There's even a herd of cows. Just like walking up alongside here. We've just come down a little bit to kind of take advantage of the beautiful valley here, and also take in the Porsche because, I often thunder on that, the non-GT Porsche is the kind of run-of-the-mill Porsches, the Carrera 2s and 4s, and in this case the GTS Targa, you know, they are amazing cars, and often people overlook them because, you know, automatically everybody has to try the GT2, the GT3, the GT3 RS. But these are phenomenal cars, and it's been really interesting getting to kind of understand how the hybrid system on this car actually functions. It just seems to be there as a little torque fill. It helps you through the gears. It's got bucket loads of grip, running P0Rs, 315s, 30 ZR21s at the back, and slightly narrower 245s, 3520s at the front. Braking is on point. It's just like a really, really easy car to live with. It is the ultimate performance car that you can drive every day. So still trying to get to grips with the whole hybrid thing. I seem to quite enjoy it. Of course, it's a bit of a no-brainer these days for manufacturers to add hybrid systems onto their cars, mainly because the European Commission is pushing for all cars to have hybrid systems so that they can be used in historical centers in cities like here in Italy, and of course cut down on carbon emissions. One way to achieve that is adding motors and batteries. So there's one other thing here I just wanted to show you guys. Like, we keep stopping by the side of the road to have a look at the car and, you know, place it against picturesque locations, but look at this. This is just where we stopped. The views are just incredible. It looks like you're living in a postcard here, and it's all the way across huge mountain ranges. We're about 2,100 meters high. I think the pass was 2,400 up at the top, which actually took us into Switzerland. We did go for a little drive, but then came back straight away. This location here is just absolutely unbelievable. we have in the 911 we're driving today is the brand new 3.6 liter turbo engine. Basically, they've dropped the smaller 3 liter that was fitted to previous generations, incorporating that electric turbo and of course the electric motor in the PDK transmission. You know, I didn't know what to expect with this car. Like, when I heard that the 911 is going hybrid, I was a bit skeptical in the way that, you know, I understand how manufacturers need to do this these days to kind of meet emissions and regulations, especially here in Europe. But a 911 with a hybrid transmission, hybrid driveline rather, I don't know, it just didn't feel or sound right. But today on these roads, I have to say, it really does work well. It's almost too easy to drive. It really has that explosive instant response. You know, the electricity really does torque fill through the gears. As soon as you get on the power, you have instant boost, instant response. It makes it feel like a kind of like a 991 turbo, but in a kind of, you know, lower grade version of the 911. So it's definitely a pretty impressive progression that they've managed to create here with the 911 hybrid. I'm not sure the purists will, you know, like it as much. The way I see it, as long as Porsche keeps giving us the GT car, the GT2 RS, the GT3 RS, and the GT3 of course, I don't really care. These are the kind of 911s that you can run all day. You can use them as your daily, as a family car. If you have small kids, you can actually get away with putting them in the back seats. It has a massive, you know, trunk up front. It seems that they keep increasing that every new generation. The battery is also up front, but it doesn't really take away much space from the loading area. And one thing that really I like particularly on this car is the Targa roof. I've always been a sucker for the Targa roof, especially in the 991 and 992 generations. It just adds such a visual cue to the 911, kind of hinting back at those original 911 Targas from back in the 70s and 80s. I always thought they looked so unique. It is a tremendously fun car to drive. It's economical when you leave it in normal mode, like we were driving on the highway today. I think we averaged almost 11 kilometers to the liter. And once you hit the right roads, all you have to do is put Sport Plus, stick it in manual mode, and really enjoy your drive. And one important aspect of this car, of course, is that it is four-wheel drive. This is the GTS Targa 4, so you do have that peace of mind of having all-wheel drive, and you know, that really comes into play when you start getting rain like we're having right now. Roads in Italy are really nice in the dry. They tend to get very slippery in summer when it starts raining. They kind of accumulate dust over the dry months, and then as soon as it rains, it gets kind of oily. And you know, with a four-wheel drive, it really does maximize your traction, keeps you safe, and still explosive out the corners. Right, now that I've hit traffic, I just wanted to kind of touch on the interior of the car. So I've noticed something basically as soon as I stepped in the car this morning. The whole dashboard layout with the digital displays now, it's gone very much Taycan. I actually drove the brand new Taycan a couple of months back in Japan, so the whole layout here really does look familiar. I understand that they kind of want to integrate that kind of digital look across the range. I do think that maybe the 911 could have been spared. I think at least for, you know, the rev counter, they should have kept an analog center gauge and then maybe have screens around it like they used to do. That said, it is very much an evolution. You know, the center console here is a little bit better laid out. There are some hard plastics here, and the trim around the cup holder does seem to suffer some bit of a delicate surface here, so very easy to scratch. I've noticed the scratches on the same trim on the door. That said, it is a very familiar cabin. Seats extremely adjustable, accommodating for, you know, the taller and wider gentlemen, and comfortable throughout. Of course, like I mentioned, this is the Targa. You get the roof section here in the center of so you can really enjoy those sunny days. Right, so that concludes the video for the 911 Hybrid. I was really interested to learn everything about this car because as soon as I heard that they were gonna go for this T-Hybrid system, I kind of wanted to understand what they were getting at, and I really do understand what they tried to create. It really doesn't take away from the car. Don't be kind of scared to think that a hybrid 911 is a bad thing. Like I mentioned, if Porsche continues to make GT products like the GT3, the GT2, and of course the Turbo, these are the perfect cars to kind of take over what the entry level and day-to-day 911 offerings were all about. It looks fantastic. I do have a soft spot for the Targa, always loved them. And it really is a phenomenal car to drive, super easy, instant power, instant torque throughout the gears. It really is phenomenal what they created. And man, did we get to experience this car on some amazing roads here in Italy. Managed to dip into Switzerland and into France all in one day. So it's been quite the experience, and massive thank you to Porsche Italy. Short notice, they handed me this car over for a couple of days for me to experience it. So massive thank you to them for trusting me with their brand new hybrid baby. We're gonna hopefully get to drive more cars as we visit Italy more in the future. That said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check back soon for more, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.